Hello, everybody. All right. Well, as usual, we're having technical difficulties. I really just get so frustrated with this stuff. It's a good thing that I was monkeying around with it about 10 minutes ago because we couldn't get the camera to angle down onto the table. So you may see a little bit of jiggling, but we're going to do our best to have it all figured out. So anyway, can you see the new hair? How do you like it? Isn't it great? I got pink in it. It's like so radical for me. I just figured I might, go with something a little bit different. One of my customers happens to be a fantastic hairdresser, and she was here on Saturday, and she had all her tools with her. So she kind of said, you know what, Kelly, you just need a change. So, and I got this. So she styles it better than I do. I still, have a hard time styling. But anyway, I got new hair, and you know how I love to talk about my hair. So it's got pink in it, and it's fun. So, oh, Colleen joined, and she's sitting right across from me. Colleen's in the back here now, so she's on computers, and she's got dog patrol, and she has to calm down my crazy because I was like having a lunatic fringe here a few minutes ago because this flipping thing wasn't working. So anyway, oh, hello everybody. Oh, thanks. Oh my gosh, everybody's here today. My girlfriend Shauna from back east, and thanks, Jean. I'm glad you like the hair. It's fun. I feel more like myself when I have short hair. It was time for a change. I was struggling, taking like literally a half an hour to style my hair, and then I had like these big poodle ears. Yeah, when Anna saw it the other day, she's like, "Dude, that needs to go." So it's supposed to all come forward on my face and stuff. But the nice thing is I can kind of play around with this a little bit. And then she shoved some fuchsia in it yesterday just for some fun. So I like to talk about my hair. That's my thing. So Shauna, are you on there? Can you see my hair? I haven't talked to you since I cut my hair. So there you go. Yeah, I think it's time for you to cut your hair too, right? Isn't that what you tell best friends? Okay, blah, blah, blah. I love to talk about myself because that's what I do. So what am I going to tell you? Okay, so today I am going to take, the length totally suits me. Thank you. I think it makes my face look thinner because, it's all about smoke and mirrors. Hey, oh, you see it, Shauna. Awesome. I haven't talked, she's my best friend, and I haven't talked to her in 3 weeks because sometimes life gets away from us. So I'll talk to her on here. So, hey, Shauna, how you doing? Okay, so today I thought we just got in a big shipment of these Lipstick Ranch pendants. And this one, what do we call this one, Colleen? The
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead, yes. This is just an Arrowhead pendant. And, it's cute, but it's kind of, sometimes people look at things and go, well, why would I wear an arrowhead? So I thought, Jean's saying hi to you, Colleen. So, so I'm going to show you how you can take some of our fantastic patina paints, because y'all know how much I love these suckers, because you can take anything you want and change it with some patina paint. So we're going to take this kind of, I love them the way they are, but maybe we don't want it rustic looking. Maybe we want to add a little bit of zhuzh to it. So I'm going to add some patina paint, and I'm going to try and hang something off the front. Like I've got a little selection of filigree pendants and things like that. I thought I would try something a little bit different. And then I'll make a bit of a necklace if we have time. So we'll see how much time we have. And I will, at the very least, start on this, getting this thing colored. And Henley's sitting here being a really good girl. I forgot her bone today because I'm a bad mummy. So I like zig. What? I can't read what you're saying there, Shauna. Okay, so I'm going to tip this down. But now the way that they have this figured out on Facebook, which is really stupid, I can't really read the comments very easily. So I'm going to try to make sure that you guys can see. But if I miss comments, it's because I literally can't see you. So let's see. All right. Can you guys, anybody that's on, Colleen, could you pop on and see if you can actually see me? Like, not me, but if we got a good angle here, if I do some stuff here. Because now that they've changed it, I have such a small window. Yeah, well, it's right on the edge of the table now. Yeah, so can you actually get a pretty good view? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we have to do a little behind the scenes stuff here today because, nothing's ever working. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing here today. I just have an old bristly brush here, and I couldn't find a plate or anything to put my paint into, so I've got a Ziploc lid, if you're wondering why I have that. And I'm just going to put different color paints. So I pulled some beads here to make this necklace, and they've got really pretty fall colors of sort of you know, browns and greens and blues and almonds and stuff. Oh, goodness. Now it said my connection was weak. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so I guess we're back. Did I lose everybody? Okay, so I chose 3 different colors to put on here, and we'll see what happens. So the first one I'm going to try using is the marine, and it's a really pretty tealy sort of aqua. And then I've got earth, which is, you know, the color of dirt, basically. And then I've got clay, which is just what it sounds like, sort of a pumpkin-y clay kind of color. So I'm just going to play around a little bit and see what we come up with. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my little Ziploc top. You don't want to use very much because we're just trying to do a bit of a dry brushing. We don't want it, we're not painting it sort of thing, right? So I'm just going to put a little drop on it. And you can always add. So what's Shauna's saying? Broadcast keeps cutting out. I know. It's saying that we have a lousy connection and I don't know why. So I'm sorry for that. I paid a whole fortune to have this better and it's not working very well. So I have to phone tell us, I guess. Hello, Miss Faye. How are you doing? All right. So all I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit on my brush and then I'm removing some. So I don't want very much on here. And I'm just going to sort of, you know, brush across here. Can you all see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of dragging my brush along. And it's kind of a real dry brush technique. There's not, I'm not trying to completely coat it, but I do want a fair amount of that on there. So I'll go back in and grab a little bit more. You can take some off on your paper towel. You know, and there's no wrong with this. You're just adding, and whatever it looks like is the way it's meant to be, right? So I wanted to pull out some of the aqua colors. How's the connection now? Is it better? Are we doing a little better? Okay, so there's some of the aqua color on there. So you can see it took it from that really sort of rustic look, and it's got just a little bit more color on there. So I'm kind of digging that. And now I'm going to put on a little bit of earth, which is just what it says. It looks kind of like dirt. Now the one thing you want to make sure with this paint is that you don't let them dry on your brush. So I'm just going to rinse that off. But I do want a fairly dry brush. These paints, I think they have like some kind of enamel in them or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So it can dry and make your brushes all crusty, and we don't want to do that. So the connection is great. Oh, thanks, Faye. You know, I love doing all this stuff, but all the inconsistencies they're frustrating because, you know me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And, you know, for those that don't know me, now you know, like I'm a real perfectionist. And mostly because I want everybody to have a good experience. And when this is not working, I get so frustrated. So, okay, so I'm just kind of lightly putting a little bit of that brown color on because we already had a lot of brown, but I'm just muting out some of that teal that I had. And I might layer more teal on top of it because really that's what this is all about, is playing with your colors and seeing what you like. So what that's done is it's taken away some of the real rustic sort of look. I love these pendants. Like I said, I think we got 18 of them in. And we've lowered the price. They used to be $8.99, and now they're $6.99, which is nice. I always like to be able to lower the price on things. And they're made in the U.S. She just takes iron and cuts these shapes out. She has her own little workshop, and then she rusts them, which is kind of cool. Ooh, I like this on here. So that just added a little bit of that sort of pumpkin on top of there. So I think what I'm going to do is go back now and add a little bit more blue, and then we're going to call it a day. So I just kind of wanted to show you how you can take something so maybe you see a pendant or something in a store and you're really digging it, but you're not digging the color so much. Just get these patina paints. They've come out with some new colors. They've got fuchsia, like my hair now. And oh my gosh, that color is so fabulous. So you can see I'm layering all these different colors. And I'm going a little heavier on the aqua now, just a little bit. And I don't know, like, do I love it? I don't know. You know, it's just different. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. The nice thing about this is these paints is that you can paint on anything. You can paint on wood and plastic and acrylic and these, you know, rusted iron pendants. You can do anything. I use them on filigree and all sorts of things. So that's kind of what we have now. I don't know if you can see that. The nice thing about this too is it dries almost instantly. Now, where did my little, I had a little brush here. We've had some movement things around. So let me just, I think it got put away. I have to just go into my cupboard here and get another one because I don't know what happened to it. Okay, it's probably sitting right out in front of me and I can't see it. So these little vintage buffer blocks are awesome. So what I'm going to do is just go around the edges of this. So I'm going to use the side and just kind of go around the edge. And that's going to remove just a little bit of the paint on the sides just to kind of, you know, give it a bit more of a rustic look again. I don't want it to look purposefully painted. Does that make sense? I want it to look like it has a little more interest on it, but I don't necessarily want it to look like, oh, hey, Kelly grabbed a paintbrush and painted it. Oh, you like my top, Corinne? Thank you. You want to see my hair? For anybody that's just popping on? Look at that. Short and pink. Woohoo! Matches my lipstick. Fuchsia. All right. I was telling the girls that I've worn this top 2 days in a row. Hashtag, I need to get my laundry done. You know, some days I really just don't like pretending I'm Martha Stewart. So, actually, all the laundry's done. It's just hanging up downstairs, and I need to fluff it, and I haven't. I'm really lazy some days. Okay, so now that has just brought back a little bit of the sort of the edges and just made it a little bit more rustic. Now, what you can do is they have this glaze, and you can seal it. You can just take another brush and seal it. But I don't want to do that right now because I want to be able to work with this pendant. So after I'm all done, I'm going to seal it with this, the Vintage glaze. And it'll just make it so that it won't further rust or anything. But you can see I've just, you know, I've just added a little different color component to it. And we're going to do a few other things to it to, you know, see what we come up with. So that's the first part of this little thing. So what are you guys saying? I got to tip this camera up a little bit. I like talking to you guys, but I got to see. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys like the hair. I just needed a change, you know. Okay, so now I think I'm going to start adding some stuff. So I've got all of my tools here, and I've got some 20 gauge copper craft wire, and I'm going to cut a piece of wire. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so, you know, I'd rather have a little more than a little less. And what I'm going to do is make a big round loop because I want to hang stuff off of it. So I'm going to use these bail making pliers. They're the, I think one of the larger sizes, but I'm going to use the smallest one on there. And I'm just going to make a round loop, but I want it, actually, you know what? I'm going to use the bigger size because the hole on this is actually a fair ways down there. So oh, it sounds like somebody's dying out front there. Hopefully they're going to be okay. Okay, so I didn't really leave myself a lot of wire there, but it should be enough to get through there. Oh, what's Shauna saying? Seeing how I have to talk to my friend online here because we don't talk on the phone right now. Speaking of laundry, I have to do mine heading out. Looks like fun. All right, go do your laundry, and we'll talk soon. Love you. Miss you tons. I've known Shauna since I was 10. Our mothers have been best friends their whole lives, basically, and we have too. We've known each other far longer than we haven't, so... Okay, so now you can see I've just added a little loop on there. And then what I was thinking of doing was kind of adding something on the front of this. So I have all these little things. Like I've got little bits that, now I've got also, you know, crud on my fingers from what we just did. So I have all these different little pieces of filigree. And I thought, well, I'm going to try some on the front. So let's just experiment. You guys can give me some thumbs up. I think on your little emoji things there. You can give me thumbs up if you like what I've put on. So let's try it. It's just so you guys can see that you don't have to stop with what you've got. So this pendant is very sort of, you know, rustic looking, but what says that we can't add a little bit of bling on it? So let's see. Do I like that? Well, the little blingy thing's kind of crooked. It's going to look kind of funny until I get it all rigged up. But actually, I think that's kind of cute. What do you guys think if we hang that little bit of bling on there? Anybody gonna give me any thumbs up or anything? No, I don't see any, so maybe nobody likes that one. All right, let me try something else. I can't always tell if I can see the thumbs up too. So I've got another one here that's got just a little bit of bling. I kind of like this idea. Oh, I see lots of thumbs ups now. Maybe they have a delayed reaction. Oh, I like that one. So it's not as much bling. It's just still got a little tiny bit of bling. All right, I'm going to hold it there. What do you guys think about that one? Is that one better? I think that one's way better. Cute? You like that one, Jean? I think that looks cute. Oh, we're getting some thumbs up. We're getting loves, loves, loves. Okay. I'm thinking I might go with that one, but I'm going to try. No, you know what? I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead because I think that's cute. Because the way that I've painted this little pendant, it kind of looks a bit like wood now behind there. So I'm kind of digging it. I think I'm going to stick with that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pliers and just, because I've made such a big loop, I want to make sure that I'm really holding on to this. And I'm going to wrap that around a couple times. So you guys having a good week so far? The weather kind of changed here today, didn't it? Ugh, if you're local, it's crappy. If you were in Toronto, I think you got frost, didn't you, Shauna? Oh, she just left. But I think they got some frost or something. I heard that people were scraping windows. So I don't know. Would I rather have a little bit of rain than the other thing? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to tip this up so you guys can see because it's hard to see when it's on an angle. But look how cute that is. So that has completely changed the look of it just by adding a little bit of bling. And you're probably not seeing such a great look on it, but I think that looks really cute now. So it just completely changed it from an arrowhead to just kind of a fun little pendant, hanging a little bit of bling on there. So okay, so I had brought out all these different ones. You can try anything, just play around. So now I'm going to just start building my necklace because I think we got some time here. So I just have a little selection of beads, and I'm just going to sort of start creating some things. So I'm also going to put a loop on here, but I don't want a really big one because I'm going to run some soft flex through it, I think. Oh, you know what I didn't bring is a little bead in there. I wonder. Okay, see if I can get to this. Sorry, I have to unclip myself for 2 seconds here. I need to get something else. All right. So it's nice having a whole store at my disposal here. However, oh, I see I lost the top of my my thing. I hope the dog didn't eat it. The top of my my little microphone has a little muffler, and I think I've lost it. Is the sound okay? Hopefully it's not too loud. So what I need is just a little tiny, I can get rid of this thing out of the way. All I needed was a little tiny bead just to cover this up because this has got a big hole in the top. And if I was to wrap a loop right there, that would have fallen right through. So we don't want that. So now I'm going to make my little wrapped loop. So I'm just going to bend away and put my round nose pliers in, and up and over and down, rotate my pliers, pull that to the back, and now I'm going to put my chain nose pliers around and I'm going to wrap that up. And it was funny when I was in Tacoma, when I was taking all of Candy Cooper's classes, she's a messy wrapper and I'm a neat wrapper. And it's I love the way hers turned out because it's got that real funky, edgy, kind of cool look. But I can't do messy. It's hard for me. Some people are really good at it and I'm just not. Okay, so now you can see I've added a little bead on there. So it's kind of a nice big chunky bead. And honestly, you could just stop right there and add it to some chain or something like that. But we'll see what else I can create. Does anybody say anything? I have to tip this up. Sorry. Oh, the sound is good. Thanks, Faye. I wonder what happened to that little thing. It's like a little top of a microphone. I don't see it on the floor, and I'm just always worried that the pup is going to eat things. So All right, I've got a little bit of soft flex, and I always like to use medium soft flex. It kind of is the right size for most beads, so I don't want to use a lot of beads on here, so I'm not going to take a super long amount, but you know, maybe 12 or 14 inches, something like that. And you know, I like this just the way it is actually, so if I put these beads on and they're not floating my boat, I can just pull it off and add this right directly to chain, because I think the chain would be just fine with it. So I just brought an assortment of some beads, and I'll just kind of string them on and see what happens. Like, there's no rules with this kind of stuff. Just kind of have to play around and see what you like. Let's see. What am I going to put on here now? I've got these beautiful copper beads. They're like a copper filigree, and they're so lovely. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. So I'll do it on the other side. I like to just do like little bits and then go back to the other side. And that way, if I don't like it, I'm not pulling the whole thing apart and starting again. So with this kind of designing, really it's just, you know, there's no right and wrong, and you could use a whole lot of spacers and stuff. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. I'm liking that. I love the colors. They're very, very sort of fall tones. Thanks, Colleen. Colleen's also the dog wrangler while she's here. She takes Henley out for, you know, to do her business. I'm lucky. I've got great staff. All right, what am I going to put next to that copper one, people? Let's see. What's Jean saying in there? I've got to tip you up a bit, Jean. Some chain hanging down the front of the arrowhead. Yeah, you could totally. You could put a little piece of chain down the front. You know, you could put a piece of bling chain. You can do anything on something like this. It's really just as creative as you want to be. There's no, like I said before, there's absolutely no rules when it comes to something like this. It's just experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't. And, you know, I firmly believe that our first instincts are our best instincts, in that, you know, sometimes we like second guess ourselves and go, oh, I don't know if I like that. But I usually feel like my first instincts are my best ones. So, okay, not sure about that big bead that I just put on there, but it was that was sort of what this whole thing was based on, was that big bead. But yeah, that's okay. I don't mind that there. Maybe it needs a little more bling here. And then a little bit more bling, and then I think we'll call it a day. You know, I find when I'm making stuff like this, if I overthink it, that my head starts to hurt. And yeah, I like that. Can you guys see how that looks so far? I think it looks pretty. Just a little bit of bling. I always have to put a little bit of bling with everything. So yeah, my head hurts when I start to overthink these kind of things. And so I tend not to. I just kind of go with it. And you know, the thing is, if I put it together and I go, oh yeah, that wasn't really what I wanted, then all I have to do is take it apart. That's the nice thing about making your own jewelry. So I don't think I'm going to make this a very long necklace. And I don't have a pair of, or what am I looking for? A ruler, but I don't have one with me, so I'll just kind of wing it. Now, honestly, on this one, I would probably use crimp covers, just because these crimp covers are silver, but you know, whatever. Got a little silver on there. I don't think anybody's really going to notice. So I could leave a little tiny bit of slack in this if I wanted to. So if you haven't ever done a crimp before, you're going to make sure that your wires don't cross over. So I always hold on to that one end so that I know which way it's going. And I'm going to pull that down, but I don't want to have it really super tight on there, because if it's tight, then there's no movement, and jewelry always needs to have movement. So I'm going to come in with the first little crimp here on the tool. So you know, there's two different little holes there, one that kind of looks like a taco and one that's just like a sort of an oval. So we're going to use the first one, which is kind of like your taco, and make sure you're completely covering the crimp. Give it a good squish, turn it 90 degrees, and go to the outside one, give it a good squish. And then what I do is I take my pliers and give it one more little squish, And then if you've done this properly, you can trim that right off, right at the nub there, and you're good to go. So I think I'm just going to make it a short necklace. So I'm going to just, whatever length this is. I got some new chain. I think I told you in one of the last videos. So this is a Lipstick Ranch pendant, and I got some lipstick. That was good. Lipstick Ranch chain, and it's fabulous. But it's not out yet, so I have to try and use that in another video. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of chain this long. So I'm just going to see what you guys are chattering about here. Let's see. I love the design and colors you have chosen. Thanks, Faye. I actually, one of the girls that works at, is she an editor at one of the magazines? Or, honestly, I forget what her job title was. Yeah, I think she's like a creative director or talent director or something like that at Interweave. I met her, her name's Crystal Wick. She's just a lovely lady. I met her at Bead Fest, and we chatted a fair amount throughout the weekend. And on her Facebook page this morning, she put how much, I think there was a meme on there, but her favorite, I don't know, what did she say? Her favorite colors are October. And I thought that was, and I said, me too. I said, actually, I'm designing in October today. Because these are all the colors of the trees right now, right? Like, oh gosh, the trees are just spectacular. I love it. So I kind of decorate in these colors, and that's kind of my favorite color palette. So I'm leaving just a little gap in here because after I've gone off air, I'll probably put some crimp covers in here in copper. So you have to leave a little bit of room because the crimp covers will take up a bit of room. Okay, so I've got my necklace, and now I'm just going to attach, let's see, I've got some jump rings. Now we try to use really strong jump rings, and these ones are a little bit tough to use because they're 18 gauge, but they won't fall apart on you, so that's why I like to use them. So, and I'm a right-handed person, so I like to put the working end, the little toggle part, in my right hand. Now with this one, because this is such a big link, if I was just to directly put that with one jump ring, I probably wouldn't be able to get it done up because you need to be able to put the end up inside here, but when you've got this big chain attached to it, it won't go up. So I'm probably going to add I'll try just 2 jump rings on one end and see what happens. And sometimes you have to just play with it, and we'll see if that goes in. So to do that back up, remember you want to just push it towards each other and give it a little jiggle. You never want to open your jump rings that way. You always want to back and forth and then push them together. And I think I just saw somebody else hop on here. Hey, Deb. Awesome. Who's at Goody Beads? Is she at Goody Beads? No, she's at, are we talking about the same person? Works for Interweave, I think, right? Oh, and Deb, I threw your tubes in the mail yesterday, so, I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Auburn, but you'll get them at some point. So I apologize for not getting them in there on Friday. I forgot them at the store, and then I didn't come in until yesterday. Excuse me. So that's what happened, but you'll get them. Okay, so that's it. Now, I think this is going to look like the pits against my paisley shirt and with my chubby neck. But let's try this on. I might get Colleen to come over and, oh, she's got purple on today. So let's see. What does this look like? So you can't even see against this paisley shirt. Oh, should I show cleavage? Woohoo! It doesn't, this is probably a little tighter than I would wear it. But you can see, basically what I did there. So let me just pull this off. I'll leave it on for you guys. You can kind of see there. Can you see what I did? So we've got our painted pendant with a little bit of bling on the front and all our pretty fall colors in here and a little bit of chain. So if I was making this for myself, I would have added probably another 2 inches because it just sort of sits funny on with my chubby neck. So, but it's on the website too. What's on the website? Oh, that's right. See, with Colleen back here, she can remind me of things. So this Arrowhead is It is, like I said before, from the Lipstick Ranch, and now that's Colleen's job back here, is she's adding everything to our website. So it is now on our website under the Lipstick Ranch Rustic Iron Pendants, and this one is just called an Arrowhead, and they're $6.99, and she's just working on getting the entire collection of 18 that we have put up on the website. So we're going to be adding more and more things to our website. So if you're looking for pieces and you can't find them, just let me know, but we're going to try and get lots of things on there. So, just looking at all the, thank you everybody. That's really nice. It's fun coming up with pieces like this. I don't usually wear necklaces a lot, but I love to create them. Necklaces are fabulous. You can, thanks for all the love there, Faye. That's great. You can really just be creative with necklaces. You know, you could have done beads all the way around, or just chain on here and then just hung the pendant the way it was with maybe just this one bead. I think that would have been great. Or you could use leather and just do like a barrel knot or whatever at the back. Deb's going to be proficient at barrel knots soon when she gets those tubes, right? Right, Deb? You're going to have to watch the video again. But so I really like how just taking that little bit of paint and adding some color to it and then adding this little bit of bling just completely changed the look of that sort of very southwestern pendant, and now it's just made it a little blingier. So there you go. So I was wondering if you guys would like to send me either you can do it right now, or you can send me notes on Facebook or behind the scenes or whatever. Any suggestions of anything that you'd like me to make or you'd like to see? You know, there's some things that I can't do, but if you have any suggestions of anything that you would really like to see, or if you want me to try and push my design skills a little bit, just let me know, because I'm open to everybody giving me some ideas. I got lots of ideas. I never run out of them, but it's usually on Tuesday afternoon I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to figure out what I should do. So yeah, Jean, I don't like it tight around my neck because, you know, it's the old lady neck thing. But I think if it was a little longer, it would look better on me in particular. But I think for the average person, like I usually have to wear mine about 22 inches long. So this would probably actually be long on most people, but pardon me. You're here to learn. Okay, well, I guess hopefully I've got some things that I'm teaching you and you're learning some stuff. So I hope that I inspire you with, some of the things I do. I just like to have some fun. Top drilled side to side beads. Okay, that is usually everybody's nemesis. I actually really like doing them. So you want me to do those, Jean? You have to be able to swear if you used top drilled beads because they suck. I've actually got a pretty good way of doing them. I showed it on another video. But they weren't side to side. They were still top drilled, but on a little different. So on that double layered necklace that I did, the sort of mother of pearl one, you could see on that. But maybe what I'll do is people seem to really like it when I do earrings. Do you guys want me to do some more earring things? Maybe I'll do some earrings using some top drilled beads. Maybe I'll do a collection of three or four different kinds of earrings. Maybe they don't all have to be top drilled, but maybe I can just do maybe I should do some. We're coming up to Christmas, so maybe you guys are going to start making some blingy things for Christmas. So maybe I should do that. So maybe that'll be on one of the next videos, is something like that, because I like to try and keep you guys happy. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining in. It's always great to have you all here, and it's fun now. I really enjoy having people make lots of comments, and there's so many more people joining in, and so many people have been watching them. So it's been really fun, and I really look forward to doing them every week. I got to stop slouching. Look at that. Doesn't that look better? Look at me. I'm like I roll over. It's terrible. See, I look thinner too, and my hair looks better, and am I the vainest person on the planet? Ridiculous. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say goodbye and have a really great week, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday at 12:30. And thanks for joining in. Love you lots. Bye.